recording going for anyone that doesn't make it in this morning, but we'll be able to get started here. But yeah, it was a good weekend. Well, except for the cold that came with it. But yep, had a good time. I actually went to a football game this weekend, college game. I drove to Norman, Oklahoma, with my son-in-law, and we went and saw the Sooners totally throttle the Maine Black Bears. So, fun day. And we went to the movie on Friday night. So that was a good time as well. Again, with my so I saw the new Tom Hanks movie called Here, and it's a very different kind of movie because it's like one camera. It's like they couldn't afford any cameraman or something. They set up one camera and it stayed in the exact same place, never moved, like the entire movie. And the movie kept flashing through time. I mean, he went back to we saw dinosaurs run across that piece of land, and then asteroids hitting the earth and earth burning, and then Indians were there later, American Indians, and then different owners of this house. You'd be looking out the window of this house and see this house across the street. You'd see the before this house was built, you're just seeing that same house that was built back in the 1800s, and you'd be in the long driveway that leads up to it, and the whole thing was shot in like one camera, so it was a very artsy thing, but it had a lot of big stars in it, so it was an interesting film. All right, this may be everyone we're getting, so let's go ahead and pop up on the screen. All right. Oh, I didn't get my stuff turned in. Oh, Mr. Brock's behind. He's graded down. Let's go to the grade screen as usual. See where we're at. Should have turned in the math module 2 weeks ago. The software development lifecycle last week. See, I was so busy last week I didn't get caught up. This week we have just two items: the discussion-based assessment and the module two project. We're at the end of this unit, so that means this is kind of in place of a test. We have a special program project. So we had a test here, but most of the time we won't take tests. We'll just write a program to show what we've learned. So let's talk about this, the discussion-based assessment and the module two project. So let's go back to the activity screen and see what that says. Discussion-based assessment. Well, this is the directions for it in Buzz. It's time to show your instructor what you know about the material you encountered so far and any questions you have. Review your notes and contact your instructor to complete your discussion-based assessment. And there's a rubric that you can look at if you want to know, content, application, preparation, participation, commitment. To get all the points, which I'm actually scaling it at 40 points instead of 50 points. Clearly show some understanding of the course content. You make connections to other ideas, demonstrates preparation, fully participates in the conversation, initiates, completes the call in a timely manner. So the way this works, let's go to the assignment. This is an assignment where you meet with me and answer questions related to the programming subjects we've studied so far. And here's a link right here to sign up to meet. Now, I don't have many links yet. I'm going to build more of those today. Right now, I just have it set up for tomorrow after advisory. But when you click on that, it'll take you right here, and you choose a time frame that you want. Now, this is, it doesn't show the date. That's supposed to be set up for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to fix this. No, here it is. It does just say Tuesday. It does say tomorrow. There's tomorrow. This is a B day Friday, so we only have A day, but I will have times available Wednesday morning during our class period. I'll have times available in the middle of the day from like 10:30 till noon or a little later every day starting tomorrow. And then I'll also have times in the afternoon from like 12:45 until 2:15. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'll have plenty of time slots on here. But you go here and you pick a time slot and you click sign up. And you sign up for a 5-minute slot. I don't want to spend a lot of time because I have a lot of students I got to meet with. I have another programming class as well, and they need a time slot. But you'll just pick a time. Right now, all there is Tuesday. There will be more times. I will add them this morning. And then I'm going to ask you some questions about programming. And this is worth 40 points. This is a discussion-based assessment where we have a discussion. All right. So let's look at the Module 2 project then. So the Module 2 project, which is in place of a test, no test, we'll have this project instead. Complete the reading practice using Python, follow the assignment template, and then, of course, you turn it in here. Choose your Google file. In our Google Classroom, if we go to classwork, we do have, I've got the sign up as well. So you can find the sign up here for that discussion basis. But here's our template. Let's look at the template for this project. All right. This assignment says 5 steps. Well, it is the end of the unit. So now that you have an understanding of using functions and operations with numerical and non-numerical data, it's time to show your instructor and yourself what you can do with them. You're going to use the software development lifecycle to create a working program of your choice that will perform calculations with user input. Your program can include any Python skills and functions you've learned up to this point. So let's go through the steps. Step 1, planning and analysis. So read the options and choose one so you get a choice on what your program is going to be. So here's number 1, option 1, a wish list. Do you have your eye on a new gadget, some new game, maybe some new clothes? Here's your chance to create a program that calculates the total cost of 3 items on your wish list, including tax and shipping. Follow these steps. So first, you need to find the items you want. Create a wish list. Do your research. Find some online store where you can purchase your wish list items. Record the price of each one. Think about what the user input is required for others to use. So if other people want to create a wish list, what input statements are you going to need? How will you write an equation that calculates the subtotal, the tax, and the total purchase with tax and shipping? Now note, we're all going to use 6.5% tax, which I know is very low for here. Our tax is much higher. We're going to use 6.5% tax, and we're going to assume that shipping is just $5.99, no matter how much your order is. Here's what your output has to have. The output must include the name of each item the person wants, how much that item costs, what's the subtotal for adding all the items together, how much tax would that be, the shipping fee, and the total cost with tax and shipping. Okay, so this is option number 1. If you want to write something where someone is placing an order or putting their wish list and you're calculating how much of the cost, that's option 1. Here's another option. If you don't want to do that one, option 2. Everybody loves eating in restaurants. So if you agree, take this opportunity to create a program that will calculate the total cost of a meal. The meal should include an appetizer, an entree, a drink, and a dessert, 6.5% tax, and a 20% tip. We're being very, very generous. The service was great. Follow these steps to begin your planning. So, think of your favorite appetizer, entree, drink, and dessert. Do your research. Kind of figure out what the prices would be. Think about what the user input would be required, right? Are you going to have them enter their favorite appetizer, favorite entree, and all that, or just the costs, or whatever? Think about how you're going to write the equations. It's going to calculate the subtotal, total, 6.5% tip, and 20% tip. So here's what your output must have. The output must have name of appetizer, the name of the entree, the name of the drink, and the dessert. It's going to list all 4 items, including their prices. You ordered a Caesar salad. It cost $4.99. Then you'll have this subtotal. All your items together total this. The tax will be this much. Your tip would be 20% of that total. And then the total cost of the meal with tax and tip. So this will be the total amount out of your pocket. So that's the second option. You can do the shopping option. You can do the restaurant option. Or if you want to journey the road less traveled and create your own option, go for it. You can create something different than those 2 things. But keep in mind, the goal of your program must be to calculate something. You have to be doing some calculations in your program. You got to use the operations and functions you've learned. So your program must output the following. It must have some kind of item names, multiple items, and some values. But it could be something different than the restaurant or shopping list. and then what the results of the calculations are. I've had people do things differently like that. Like, here's some possible ones. I've had people do a mini vacation. Calculate the total cost of a 2-day, 1-night vacation with airfare, lodging, and 2 meals per day. I've had people do that program. Coupon Mania. Calculate the total percentage of savings on 3 grocery items with the coupons. How much does the item cost? $9.99. How much is your coupon? $2 off. Stock Supreme. Calculate the total profit or loss of a stock of your choice over 5 days for a person who owns 1,000 shares. So option 3, you can choose some different things to do there. All right, that's all step 1, just figuring out what you're going to do. Step 2. So this is the software development life cycle. First, you figure out what you're going to do. You figure out all the details. What am I going to do? Then you design it. You design the pseudocode. So your outline should have the following elements. Well, what are the input statements? And you must ask the user for at least 3 numeric values. Right? So they have to enter 3 numbers of some sort. They could be entering more. They may be entering the item they want to order on the menu and the cost, but they have to enter the cost. Make sure you use the proper integer or float functions. Make sure you have the calculations required to achieve the correct output. Order of operations, any appropriate math functions for whatever you're doing. And then your output statements. Clear and well-organized output that shares the data and the results. Proper use of the string function. Okay, so make sure this all has to be included, but you're going to write your pseudocode here. And pseudocode may be kind of lengthy depending on which program you choose, right? Because you got to account for all the input statements, all the calculations, and whatever output you're going to have in your pseudocode. Okay, after your pseudocode, then you're going to actually write your program. You're going to write the actual code with Python idle. Make sure you have your comments with your name, date, and description. Make sure you use proper indentation so it works. Some white space just so we can see it easily, and meaningful names for all variables. Okay, example of expected output. Like, here's time to shop Etsy, your order. So this had a lot of inputs. Someone ordered some brass duck bookends for $55.75, crocheted flamingo for $25, and embroidered bow tie for $34.98. Then they put a line. They made the output look really nice. They put the subtotal. Here's what it is, $115.73. They figured the tax at 6.5%. Shipping was just a flat $5.99. And here was your total amount, $129.24. Thank you for shopping. So they had a nice little thing there. Here's what a different person did. It's time for a mini vacation. Your vacation expenses to St. Augustine, Florida. Airfare, $378.19. Your hotel be $165.20. Meals be $144.85. So a total of $688.24. Enjoy your trip. All right. I'm adding this. Here's where you put your code. Insert a copy of your code. Again, no screenshots. I'm not even putting that on the template anymore. It's just assume a copy of your code, not a screenshot. But I'm adding here, insert a screenshot of your output. So you paste your code here and paste a screenshot of your output from idle. So we see, here's what it showed when you ran the program. And then, of course, we have a couple of questions here. What bugs did you identify? How'd you fix them? And what design improvements could you make? How could you get feedback on ways to improve your program? How can you expand your program into a new, better program? And what are the potential bugs that users may encounter if you expand it? So there you go. 6 questions this time for the Module 2 project. Code, screenshot of your output, pseudocode, but you get options on the program you write. So your program can be totally different than anyone else's. In fact, all programs are different from everyone else's because people just write things differently because everyone has their own style of programming. So that's what we have. And of course, signing up for the discussion-based assignment. So all of that is what we have for the week. Yeah, so we have the Module 2 project. This is the module test, basically, where you're going to get to choose the different program you write, put all the elements together, go through the template, make sure you have everything, and then sign up for a time this week. And like I said, wait till about noon because I'm going to add more times this morning. I don't have very many times in there, but there will be times available pretty much from 10:30 to noon every day from 12:45 probably until a little after 2, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And of course, during our class time on Wednesday, since this is a B day on Friday. But during our class times, I will also have 5-minute slots. You can sign up for that discussion-based assessment this week. So that kind of goes with the end of the unit. We do a discussion-based assessment, and where you just I get to ask you some questions one-on-one in a Google Meet. And anytime you go to the discussion-based assessment, I'll use this Meet. So I'll open this Meet up during those times when you sign up. So you just come to our class Meet. And if we have more than one person here at the time, I'll do breakout rooms, because could have multiple people in here if people are signed up back to back to back, especially if we're running late. Hopefully it won't run late. But all right, that's all I got for you this week, guys. It's nothing new to learn. Just got to get wrapped up with this module so we can start. I think next modules we start doing graphics, some of the basic graphics built into Python. So fun stuff. Hopefully I'll be over this cold by then, but that's all right. I kind of like the voice for a little while anyway. Just don't like feeling like my head is going to explode. So, okay, guys, we'll see you next time.
So especially.
Wow, that was a thing.
Fella coming in, this is just that.
Have a great week.